Welcome to your daily stock market summary from MarketSnap. Hey everyone, I'm thrilled to be breaking down an absolutely electric day in the markets. We've got record highs, geopolitical twists, and some serious action across sectors. Whether you're in for the long haul or keeping an eye on short-term plays, there's plenty to unpack, so let's dive right in. First up, the major indexes are on fire today, and it's a sight to behold for any investor. The S&P 500 surged over 1%, hitting a fresh record, while the Nasdaq powered ahead with a gain of more than 1.5%, eyeing its longest winning streak since 1992. The Dow wasn't left behind, jumping nearly 2%, and even the Russell 2000, representing small caps, climbed over 2%. This broad rally signals strong market confidence, especially for long-term investors looking at sustained growth across diverse portfolios. But what's driving this? Let's get into the big catalysts. The headline story today is the geopolitical shift that's got everyone buzzing. Hopes for a truce with Iran and the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz have sent a wave of optimism through the markets. Oil prices dropped significantly, easing inflation fears, and stocks are rallying on the belief that energy supply disruptions might be behind us. While foreign leaders remain cautious, investors are betting on de-escalation, and that's a key tailwind for risk assets right now. For long-term folks, this could mean a more stable backdrop for energy costs, but keep an eye on how this unfolds. Geopolitical risks can flip fast. Now, let's talk winners. On the large-cap front, tech is stealing the show. Companies like Advanced Micro Devices and Intel led the charge with impressive gains, riding the wave of AI and semiconductor demand. We also saw strong moves from names like Corning and Spotify, showing that growth isn't just confined to one corner of the market. For long-term investors, these names highlight the ongoing strength in tech innovation, a trend worth staying exposed to through diversified funds or direct holdings. On the flip side, not everyone's celebrating. Tesla took a hit, dropping over 5%, amid ongoing concerns about deliveries and competition. Other big names like ASML and GE Aerospace also saw declines, reflecting some profit-taking or sector-specific pressures. For those with a long-term horizon, these dips could be buying opportunities, especially in innovative giants like Tesla, but short-term volatility might test your patience. Keep your strategy focused on fundamentals over headlines. Looking at the market movers, NVIDIA continues to dominate trading activity with a slight uptick, showing sustained interest in AI-driven growth. Tesla, despite the drop, remains heavily traded, alongside Intel, which saw a nice bump today. These names are shaping market sentiment, and for long-term investors, they're a reminder of where innovation and volume intersect, key areas to monitor for portfolio allocation. Speaking of volume, the most active stocks today paint a similar picture. NVIDIA and Tesla are again in the spotlight, with Intel and even Nokia seeing heavy action. This kind of activity often signals where retail and institutional interest lies, and for those playing the long game, it's a cue to watch these stocks for potential momentum shifts or entry points after overreactions. Now let's pivot to earnings, because it's a busy week and these reports can be game changers. Big names like JP Chase, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo are on deck, alongside tech heavyweights like Taiwan Semiconductor. We've already seen Netflix report, beating expectations on earnings and revenue thanks to strong subscriber growth, though the stock dipped on weaker guidance. PepsiCo also impressed with upbeat results, lifting analyst forecasts. For long-term investors, earnings season is your chance to gauge the health of core holdings. Focus on trends like revenue growth and management commentary over quarterly noise. You can find exclusive earnings transcript summaries on MarketSnap to dive deeper into these reports and what they mean for your investments. Zooming out to the past week, some large-cap gainers have been crushing it. Garmin soared over 21%, while names like Lumentum Holdings and AppLovin posted double-digit gains. These moves underscore pockets of strength in tech and consumer sectors, and for long-term strategies, they're worth researching for potential additions to your growth bucket. Conversely, the week's biggest losers include Genuine Parts, down over 20%, and Rivian, shedding more than 14%. These pullbacks might sting short-term, but for patient investors, they could signal undervalued opportunities if the fundamentals hold up. Always look at the bigger picture. Temporary setbacks don't always mean a broken story. Sector-wise, industrials led the pack over the past week with a solid gain, followed by consumer cyclical stocks showing resilience. Energy also had a strong run, likely tied to earlier oil price spikes before today's drop. For long-term portfolios, these sector trends can guide where to overweight. Industrials and energy might offer stability if global tensions ease further. On the weaker side, healthcare lagged with a slight decline, alongside utilities and financials showing minimal movement. These sectors might face headwinds from rising rates or inflation concerns, but for long-term investors, they often provide defensive qualities during broader market uncertainty. Don't write them off just yet. Wrapping up the broader market vibe, the S&P 500's V-shaped recovery this week is a testament to investor resilience. Despite lingering fears around the Iran conflict and inflation, the market seems to be pricing in peace and strong corporate earnings. For long-term players, this suggests staying the course. Volatility is part of the game, but the trend remains upward. And over on the Nasdaq, the tech-heavy index's historic streak is a clear signal that growth stocks are back in favor. While short-term overbought conditions could lead to a pullback, the long-term narrative around AI and innovation keeps this space exciting for strategic investors. That's a wrap for today's stock market summary from MarketSnap. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to stick with us for daily updates, deep dive analyses, and exclusive SWOT breakdowns to keep your investment game sharp. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and we'll see you tomorrow for more market insights. Stay savvy, folks.